We're here at INNOPAC at CPhI Worldwide with our friends at Nemera, and joining me to talk through some recent innovations here at Nemera is Juan Sarmiento. Juan, thank you very much for joining us. I've noticed something around your booth here today about patient centricity, about putting patients first. What does that mean to Nemera?
Thank you. Thanks for visiting our booth. Glad to have you here. We put patients first. That's what you see in our walls, but it's a lot more than the walls, right? It really means something to us. It's what matters in our daily life. You know, we come to work, we do things to make sure the patients' lives are better, are improved. And for us, everything starts with the patient. Every time we do a design, every time we do some work, we go to the patient to try to understand what are their needs, what makes life easier, what makes life harder for them, how they use different medications and the different delivery routes. So our products, an eyedropper or a nasal spray, are easy to use, are effective, and that all starts how the patient uses them, and then we design to make it easy and friendly for them.
Because I was going to say, and I think you just started to touch on it there, is the patients first. It's a good slogan, it's a good strapline, but how practically does that manifest itself here at the show and in the research and ultimately in the products that you put out there?
So everything is the base for everything, and the practical things we do are we want to make sure that we as members of Nemera understand what our patients go through and what their diseases are. So we take a lot of effort to do research, bring patients in, understand what their lives are, what matters to them. So get it firsthand from the patient, not to assume that, but to understand from them. When we design something, we validate the concept. We go back to the patient and say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And it's very insightful. Very often we change our design to make sure that it matches the patient's needs. We also do things for us as employees to understand the patients and the patient's life more. We have a patient day, which all of us at Nemera go through different stations and different experiences to try to walk a little bit on the footsteps of our patients. Maybe understand what not having full vision could be like, or maybe some symptoms from asthma how they change your life. So that's very interesting, and that's how once we understand the patient, I think we can deliver better products so the medication is used better and is used appropriately and has better effect.
And helping to understand patients. There's something on this desk here that I want to take a look at in just a moment. It's these glasses here, but we're not going to touch those quite yet because I want to just take a little detour over to some of the products that you're showing to visitors here at CPhI Worldwide this year. And we're talking about some fairly innovative, wearable, electronics embedded products here. Just tell me a bit more about those, Juan.
So here we have our e-products. So we have a e-Novelia, which is an add-on to our eyedropper that adds a lot of electronics. The e-Advancia, which is an add-on to our nasal spray. And our newest product, which is this wearable, that auto-injector that delivers automatically a higher volume dose to the patient. So what they all have in common is electronics. It's new in the space, it's new in the industry, but at the end of the day, like we said before, it only matters if it helps patients. Yeah. So again, we start with very basic research to understand how electronics could help the patient. Let me give you an example. So with electronics, we can track when you're taking your dose, and if you miss a dose, you get a reminder. So simple as that. Or you can get information on, hey, over the last 3 days, you missed 80% of your doses. Maybe you should recheck and do something. Or if we realize that maybe with the eyedropper, they're not putting the eyedropper at the right angle to deliver the proper dose, we can sense that with the sensors in the device and send you a message like, you might want to watch this video that explains how to use and how to take the drop correctly. So it's training, it's reminders, it's monitoring, things as simple as you misplace the device, you don't know where it is. You can take your phone and find it with your phone.
very, very focused on patient needs. Now, I really like that, and I like the philosophy behind it. Let's come back to the table over here, again, just in terms of understanding your patients and being able to put them first. Tell me what we have in this box here, Juan.
So I was mentioning that we want to understand what our patients go through. So a lot of the diseases that we help treat, diabetes, glaucoma, have to do with vision. So we created these glasses that they're not clear. So when you put them on, they simulate what a patient, in this case with a cataract, would experience. So you want to try them on?
I will give one a go, and I can see I'm going to take my normal glasses off. So I'm going to experience cataracts for the first and hopefully the only time, but who knows. And I can see the camera just because there's a big light above it, but Juan, I can't really see very much of you. And if I'm honest, it's quite shocking. I've tried on a couple of these different glasses, everything from cataracts to macular degeneration and so on, and it really does put you into quite an emotional place, dare I say it, which I'm sure is very helpful for you when you're trying to develop products for your patients.
Yeah, the more we understand what the patient goes through, it's not just the vision restriction, is how that makes you feel less secure, or maybe you're less mobile, or maybe basic functions become difficult. So we hope that things like these glasses help our teams and help our industry understand better what patients are going through so we can have better solutions for them.
Put my glasses back on again. There we go. You've got a range of these. Listen, Juan, thank you very much for showing us around not only the products but also the philosophy behind where Nemera is at the moment. If people want to find out more about what you do, obviously they can come and chat to you here on the 3 days of CPhI worldwide. How can they get in touch with you throughout the rest of the year to engage with you, find out more about the products and the services that you offer?
So 2 simple ways. Our webpage is www.nemera.net, or we have just send us an email to information@nemera.net.
Juan, thank you very much for joining us today. Have a great rest of show here.
Thank you for stopping by. It's great to be here at the show.
Cheers. Thank you.